Well, hello and good afternoon, everyone. We are coming to you from Burt Lacasse Park here in St. Clair, Ontario. And we apologize for the late start to our broadcast, but what has not been clearing all that much up here in our neighborhoods to the north alongside Riley Harshman. I'm Charlie Danis. Welcome into a presentation of Xenia Scouts Baseball here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. And so far, we are here in the top half of the first. 2 out in the top for the first. Again, we've been experiencing some technical difficulties to begin today. We were supposed to play a game on Saturday, then play a game on Sunday. But the game on Saturday got rained out. And now here we are playing a doubleheader as Nick Tuttle sends one into left field. That'll be a base knock for the Xenia Scouts shortstop. So 2 away. And a runner at first, and Ryan Burlesman will come to the plate. And, boy, Riley, I got to be honest with you. I thought that we might not be able to get a game in, but they have been hell-bent. Seems like at least getting one of these games today. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the second game in or not, but here we are playing baseball in rather frigid conditions, if you ask me.
Yeah, they've been really gung-ho about getting this game in, which is fine because, the Scouts need as many games as they can get, but playing this the conditions with being rainy and wet, I mean, it's very easy for guys to get injured out there. It's very easy for mistakes to be made by players.
So Bertelsmann will take a ball and won the count on the Scouts designated hitter. Cam was the leadoff. He bats first and plays in center field. Carson Wright, the right fielder, will bat second. Nick Tuttle, the shortstop, who just reached, will bat third. Bertelsmann, the designated hitter. He's batting fourth today. Luke Boylston, the baseman, will bat. Chandler Chambers, the left fielder, will bat sixth. Jarrett Lindsay, the catcher, will bat seventh. Truman Brown, the third baseman, will bat eighth. Zach Bacon, the second baseman, will bat ninth. On the mound for the Green Giants today, by the way, is Gage O'Brien, right-hander, and that pitch is inside for a ball. 2-1 the count on Ryan Bertelsmann. Scouts wearing their camouflage tops along with their gray pants. Meanwhile, the Green Giants going with their customary white pants and white jerseys as that pitch is fouled out to the right. Lacasse Park is located in the middle of a playground type of sports complex here in St. Clair, which is very close to Windsor, Ontario, right across the border from Detroit, Michigan. And this is where we find ourselves situated as that's fouled at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bertelsmann. 2 out here in the top half of the first. Still a scoreless game between the Green Giants and the Scouts. Again, a doubleheader is still to be played here today, although with the way that it's been raining on and off today, who knows if we can get both games in. But we're playing, at least right now. And that pitch is swung on and missed by Bertelsmann. The catcher will throw first to complete the strikeout. And that will end the frame for the Scouts. Xenia nothing. Green Giants coming to bat in the bottom half of the first. You're watching and listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here at Lacasse Park. About to begin action here in the bottom half of the first. Xenia Scouts Baseball here in the Xenia Radio Network. Alongside Riley Harshman, I'm Charlie Dana. So glad that you've stuck with us today as we attempt to get baseball in here. Up here in Canada to our neighbors of the north. Karamasi, the center fielder, leading things off for the Green Giants. He'll be followed by Rodrigo DeLuke, the left fielder. The third, Gibson Zeminski will bat third. And we'll give you the rest of the Green Giants lineup in just a moment as Caleb Beater, the right-hander for the Scouts, delivers a pitch inside for a ball. Miggy Cienfuegos, the designated hitter, will bat fourth. Harrison Jones, the first baseman, will bat fifth. As that pitch is in there for a call strike. 1-1 the count now on Moss. Kevin Hubbard, the right fielder, will bat seventh. And up the catch eighth. And Kevin Dion, the shortstop, will bat ninth. So now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Carter Mossey, playing in center field today for the Green Giants. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled off to the right. Out of play. Count remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Riley, we keep saying this about Caleb Beater, one of the more impressive starters, probably the most consistent starter out there on the mound for the Scouts, as that pitch is down low for a ball. The Scouts are definitely going to need a good start out of him if they at least want to get a split out of this doubleheader.
Yeah, they just need to get a win at some point here, doubleheader.
The ball out to center. Catch will be made by Cam Murray for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good things from Eater this year. He has had some control issues in his recent starts, which wasn't what we saw from him in the beginning of the year, but his strikeouts have gone up as his control kind of a little bit, but we'll see what he can do here. We normally saw him as a pitch-to-contact guy, so we've seen a couple different sides of Eater, and we'll see which one we get today.
So now Rodrigo DeLuke will bat for the Green Giants, and he'll promptly foul it off to the right on the count. So a doubleheader today, at least scheduled here at Lacasse Park. 2 games of 7 regulation innings. The pitch, that's up high for a ball. We were told originally that it was going to be a doubleheader of 1 p.m. and then approximately 3 p.m. for the second game, as this pitch is out into right field, and it will be caught by Carson Wright for the second out. And then more and more rain started to come through the area. Things got pushed back to 3 and then to 3:35. I mean, we got here at the ballpark, and the heavens opened up with more and more rain, but then it stopped. The field itself, I'd say the infield's in pretty good condition. They put some stuff to dry up the mound in the batter's box, but can't tell you for how safe the outfield is, honestly, as that pitch is taken for a called strike. And Riley, you and I were talking, as we were getting ready for this game, waiting for whatever time this game would start, as the 0-1 is on its way. And that pitch is outside for a ball to Gibson Zeminski, 1-1 the count. You and I were talking about the fact that, we're legitimately scared about someone getting hurt out there.
Yeah, I actually talked to Cam Murray and Luke Boylston, and they said that the outfield was too soft.
And the pitch is popped up in the left field. Chandler Chambers will make the catch for Xenia. The Green Giants 1-2-3 here in the bottom half of the first. Still no score between the Green Giants and the Scouts as we head to the top half of the second here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Heading now to the top half of the second. You're at Burt Lacoste Park in St. Clair, Ontario, up here in Canada for a special presentation of Xenia Scouts here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network alongside Riley Harshman. I'm Charlie Danis. Gage O'Brien, the right-hander, back on the mound for the Green Giants as he rocks and deals and delivers a pitch ball up high to Luke Boylston. O'Brien, the right-hander, stands at 6'4", weighs 215 pounds. He is a native of Tucson, Arizona, and plays his college ball at Paradise Valley Community College as that pitch is fouled off to the right by Luke Boylston. O'Brien making his start of the season, 9th appearance overall for the Green Giants, a 3-1, an earned run average of 6.81, and in 33 innings pitched, he has struck out 37 and 23 as Boylston swings and misses. He foul tips that into the catcher's mitt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. O'Brien making his last start on July the 15th. And it was not a pretty appearance for O'Brien by any stretch of the imagination as that pitch is down low for a ball. 2-2 the count for Boylston. Didn't get out of the inning. The first inning, 7 runs on 4 hits. Walked 3, did not strike out of it. So his ERA definitely took a hit after that appearance as that pitch is down low, and now Boylston has worked the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Game 1 of today's scheduled doubleheader. I highlight the word scheduled because, well, to be quite honest with you, we don't know what Mother Nature has in store for us for the rest of the day. Here's the pitch. Boylston will swing, send a ground ball short. The throw to first will be in time, and there's your first out of the inning. Now Chandler Chambers will come to the plate. Chandler Chambers, the Lipscomb product, playing in left field today for the Scouts.
You know, at the end of last inning, I was talking about how Cam Murray and Luke Boylston were telling me before the game that when they're warming up in the outfield, it's soft, and that can be very dangerous for outfielders who have to do a lot of running to track balls. With that grass being soft and kind of muddy, you know, it's easy to turn an ankle, hurt any.
First, one is outfield, fouls it a while. As the count moves to no balls and 1 strike on Chandler Chambers. There's a lot of speed in that Scouts outfield today. Chambers in left, Cam Murray in center. And Carson Wright out there in right field. The pitch. And that's on the outside corner for a called strike. Going to the count now on Chambers out of Knoxville, Tennessee. 6 foot, 180 pounds, 247 batter, no homers, and 9 knocked in. He went on the pitch from O'Brien. Here it comes. And that's up high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chandler Chambers. Chambers going with the batting glove on the left hand and the bare hand. That O'Brien now kicks and deals. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. So now 2 guys, and Jarrett Lindsay will come to the plate. Lindsay, a catcher today for the Scouts. Plays his college ball at Point Loma Nazarene out in San Diego, California. And boy, oh boy, we are far away from the ideal conditions that you often find in San Diego today. All the rain and the wind that's been whipping through the area. It kind of feels like spring. If you were to compare this to weather in Ohio, as that pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner, you could probably compare this to, what, a typical day in mid-April, Riley?
Oh, yeah, with the rain and the wind, you know, it's a little muggy out here. It's definitely got that spring vibe in Ohio.
The pitch fouled off to the right. 0-2 count. Yeah, definitely a departure of what it was at the beginning of the weekend. We were out exploring down Windsor since our game got rained out yesterday, and it was pretty ideal conditions as that pitch is slapped down the third base line, and that will be a base hit for Jarrett Lindsay as he's able to poke it past the third baseman. A 2-out runner now for the Scouts. Second time in as many innings that the Scouts have been able to do that. Nick Tuttle. Brown will come to the plate.
And Lindsey, as he was rounding first after he had that hit, was using his arms a lot to stay balanced. So, even these base paths aren't the best to be running on today.
So Brown now the batter. The pitch. And is up by for a ball. Brown, a 5'10", 180-pound senior out of Austin P. Native of Clarksville, Tennessee. The pitch. That's down low ball. 2-0 the count on Truman Brown, who checks in with a .227 batting average, 2 homers and 11 knocked in. No score so far between the Green Giants and the Scouts. A scoreless game in the top half of the second. The pitch. And a rounder. Back to O'Brien. He'll flip on over to first. And that's that for the Scouts here in the top half of the second. No runs to hit, a man left on base for Xenia. We head to the bottom half of the second. Still no score between the Green Giants and the Scouts here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head now to the bottom half of the second. No score between the Green Giants and the Scouts as Miggy Cienfuegos, the designated hitter for the Green Giants, comes to bat here for St. Clair. Facing off against the right-hander Caleb Eater. Eater making his 7th start of the season. Record of 1-1. An earned run average of 3.46. And 39 innings pitched coming into today. He had struck out 21 and walked 27. Here's the pitch by Eater. And that's in there for a strike against Miggy Cienfuegos. Boy, we've come across some really good names here in 2018 when it comes to players of opposing teams. This man probably takes the cake.
Just a little meaning with Cienfuegos. Cien in Spanish means 100, and Fuegos means fire. So last name means fires.
The pitch outside for a ball. You know, that sounds like the last name that you would put on a fireballing pitcher like Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
The way he throws hard from the left side for the New York Yankees as that pitch is outside for a ball to Cienfuegos as the count moves to 3-1 on the Green Giants designated hitter. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Cienfuegos listed a pitcher on St. Clair's roster, but he also does some hitting from time to time. As that pitch is swung on and missed by Cienfuegos. He is gone. He is the first out of the frame and the first strikeout victim of the day for Caleb Eater. And now Harrison Jones will come to the plate. Jones playing at first base today for the Green Giants. Sophomore at Paradise Valley Community College as he'll lift a fly ball into right. Carson Wright will make the catch. Quickly, 2 gone.
You know, you really got to commend Caleb Eater because before this game, he knew he had to start, but despite all the rain that was coming down, you still saw Caleb Eater out in the outfield working, getting ready for this start, and so far it's paid off for him. He's done a very good job here early.
So now Gavin Homer will come to the plate. By the way, Homer, great last name for a hitter. Homer, sophomore at Kellogg Community College, a native of Battle Creek, Michigan. First pitch he sees from Eater nearly hits him in the back as Homer has to twist out of the way of that one. The count is no balls and one strike. Homer, 5'9", 175 pounds, batting .224 on the year with a homer and 10 knocked in. This is going to be a grounder. Out to second. Bacon with the throw to first. And another 1-2-3 inning for Caleb Eater. We head to the top half of the third. And we still got no score between St. Clair and Xenia here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top half of the third inning here at LaCasse Park. No score between the Green Giants and the Scouts, and they just did a little promotion in between innings where one of the fans had to hit a golf ball in a hole in order to win Detroit Tigers tickets. Again, we're very near Windsor, Ontario, which is right across the border from Detroit, and he sank it. O'Brien back to work, meanwhile, for the Green Giants, as this is fouled back by Zach Bacon. Bacon, native of Seminole, Florida, senior at Glenville State College. And this year, a 182 batter with no homers and 12 knocked in. Bacon waiting on the 0-1 from O'Brien. Here it comes, and that's up high for a ball. 1-1 the count. Alongside Riley Harshman, I'm Charlie Danis. This is Xenia Scouts Baseball here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Cloudy and chilly day here in Canada. As this pitch is smoked into right field for a base hit. So Bacon gets things good with a single to begin the game for the Scouts. And as we go back to the top of the order to Cam Murray, Riley, let's go ahead and introduce to the folks today's trivia question.
Today's trivia question: which of these major pitchers lost his bid for a perfect game with 2 outs and 2 strikes on a batter in the bottom of the 9th inning in a game? Was it Hideo Nomo, A.J. Burnett, David Cone, or Mike Mussina?
So now Cam Murray will come to the plate. He struck out swinging his last time up. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Murray, a member of the baseball club up there at Youngstown State University of England. And he's got plenty of speed. And as the throw to first will not be in time. Green Giants have decided to bring the infield in here a little bit. O'Brien, meanwhile, with the pitch. It's a bunt up the first baseline. O'Brien will flip on over to first. But Murray is able to do his job as Bacon moves up to second on the sac bunt play.
Great job by Murray there. Bunted it up the line, made it a difficult play, but most importantly, got Bacon over to second safely. So now the Scouts have a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs.
Score that 1-3 in the scorebook, and now Carson Wright will come to the plate. Wright grounded out to first his last time up. Cloudy skies overhead. Wind blowing from left to right, at least according to the flags out there in deep center. O'Brien, meanwhile, back to work, and Wright will swing and send a grounder over to short. The throw to first will be in time for the second out of the inning. So now it'll be up to Nick Tuttle to see if the Scouts can get a run out of this situation. Tuttle with a single his last time up. And boy, he has been seeing a hot bat. Tuttle entering play today with, I believe, a batting at around 375. I'm going to have to check my stats just to be sure about that. In the meantime, O'Brien will step off the mound. Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. They give you just enough time to look at Tuttle's batting average. And turns out it is 346. No homers and 17 knocked down. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Want to know the count on Nick Tuttle. His real name is Nicholas, but I like to call him Nick.
From Tuttle with those 17 RBIs leads the team. He's really come up big in a lot of situations like this one.
O'Brien looks back at second. Now he delivers. And that pitch is inside for a ball. 2-0 the count now on Nicholas Tuttle. Hails from the Masters College, native of Caldwell, Idaho. 5'11", 165-pound freshman at the Masters College. A teammate of Felix King, also on this scout squad. O'Brien, meanwhile, with a 2-0. And this is fouled off to the right. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Zach Bacon is the runner at second. And it is a scoreless game here at the top half of the third. The Scouts, they have hits on the pitch. That is just off the outside corner for a ball. 3-1 the count now on Tuttle. Infield, outfield, playing Tuttle pretty much straight away. O'Brien with the pitch. And that is going to be a walk for Tuttle. Pitch was a little inside there, so Tuttle reaches via the walk. Runners at first and second with 2 out for Xenia. And now bring Ryan Burr to the plate. Burr struck out his last time. Bertelsmann, a Texas native, a Baylor product, native of Friendswood, Texas, 6'1", 200-pounder. O'Brien with the pitch. And this is fouled down the right field line, out of play. Into the bullpen area somewhere. Bertelsmann checks in with a 333 batting average. No homers and 9 knocked in. Does have a double on the season. He was one of 5 Xenia scouts that were selected to the Great Lakes Summer League All-Star game earlier this year. O'Brien, meanwhile, sets and deals. And that pitch is down low for a ball. 1-1 the count now on Bertelsmann. Runner at second is Tuttle. Or the runner at second, is Bacon. The runner at first is Nick Tuttle. And there's a lot of green out there in that left center field gap if Bertelsmann so chooses to use it. Here's the pitch. Bertelsmann swings, and it's a fly ball out to center field. This will stay in the park, however, and that'll end up being the final out of the frame. Scouts put a couple runners on, but in the end, no runs, a hit, and 2 men left on base. Xenia. We head to the bottom half of the third. No score between the Green Giants and the Scouts here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom half of the third here at the Cass Park. And we are still looking for a run. It is still scoreless between the Scouts and the Green Giants. First game of a scheduled doubleheader here tonight. It was an afternoon doubleheader, but because of Mother Nature getting in the way of things, we have been forced to push things back a couple hours. So now Eder will go to work on Matthew Ornelia, the right fielder for the Green Giants. And oh, by the way, we'll get you the answer to today's trivia question coming up here in just a moment. As Eder delivers the ball outside, want to know the count. Riley, while we have a chance, let's go ahead and refresh the listeners' memories as to what the trivia question was about.
So which of these major league pitchers lost his bid for a perfect game with 2 outs and 2 strikes on a batter in the bottom of the 9th inning?
Eder delivers a ball down low, 2-0 the count.
Your options are Hideo Nomo, A.J. Burnett, David Cohn, and Mike Mussina.
Two-0 pitch. That is taken for a strike. 2-1. Well, after this, I'll give you my answer.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Charlie, but did all those pitchers pitch for the Yankees at some point?
Cohn did. Mussina did. I don't think no did.
Burnett did.
Yes, he did. As that pitch is fouled off to the left. Yeah, Nomo for the Dodgers. I remember that. The tornado.
Mm-hmm.
2-2 pitch coming up here. And it's on the way. Outside for a ball. So now we'll go full 3-2 to Matthew Ornelia, the right fielder for the Green Giants. Batting outside against the right-handed throwing Eder. Alex Crump, the catcher, on deck for St. Clair. Here comes the off. And that is low for a ball, which means that Ornelia earns himself a bases on balls. So Crump coming late. I'm going to go ahead. My guess, I'm going to go with Mike Mussina.
You would be correct. It was Mike Mussina on a game in September in 2001 against the Red Sox. It was a 1-2 on a pinch hitter. We're gone. Mussina ended up getting Trot Nixon out the very next batter.
So close, yet so far, as he came up short in that perfect game bid. So now 0-1 the count after the foul ball by Crump, the catcher. Ornelia taking his lead off of first. Here's the pitch, and once again, Crump was trying to bunt that time, but he bunts it back to the screen instead. To the count, and Crump, the catcher. Kevin Dion, the shortstop, waiting on deck for the Green Giants. The wind continues to blow here at a big-time pace here at Cass Park as Eder sets and deals, and that pitch is down low for a ball.
And the reason Crump wasn't really able to get those bunts is when you want to kind of the ball in your bat. I know that sounds weird to possibly the listeners, but you don't want to stab at it and jab at it like you would like a swing. You want to catch it with your bat, let it hit your bat, and Crump was stabbing at it.
Here's a ground ball over to third. 5-4, and not enough time for a 5-4-3 double play right there as the runner at second, being Ornelia, is erased on that ground ball. 5-4, the put out there, and then via a fielder's choice. So now Kevin Dion, the shortstop, will come to the plate. Dion batting from the left side. Dion steps into the left-handed batter's box. Gray skies still overhead. But for right now, no wet stuff coming down. As that pitch is taken on the outside corner for a called strike. You know, Riley, you brought up Mike Mussina. He's been on the ballot for the Baseball Hall of Fame the last couple of years. Do you think the man they called Moose back in his playing days, as that pitch is taken for a ball outside, 1-1 the count on Dion, do you think Mussina will get into the Hall of Fame at some point?
I think he will. I'm pretty sure his numbers have trended up in years, and he guy who pitched on that Yankees pitching staff where you had Andy Pettit, who was accused of using PEDs, and Mussina had a very long career without using those. So good career. So you got to reward that type of player.
Very good years, by the way, with the Baltimore Orioles before he came over to the New York Yankees. 1-2 strikes, the count on Dion. Here's the pitch, and that is outside for a ball. 2-2 the count now. Dion, the shortstop. Carter Mossy, the center fielder for St. Clair, waiting on deck. Scoreless game here in the bottom half of the third. Game one of today's twin bill between both these teams. The Green Giants hailing from the Northern Division of the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. Meanwhile, the Scouts coming from the Southern Division. It's been kind of a neat trip for the team so far, for many players and really for all of us here on the broadcast team. Yeah, this is our very first time crossing the border and getting into Canada. It's been very, very cool. We got to go downtown to Windsor, Ontario last night, and that was quite the experience. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch, and this will be lined into left field for a base hit. As they will end up going station to station. Crump will go to second. Dion will reach for the single to left. Now Karamasi will come to the plate. So, Riley, we can just go ahead and cross off something on our bucket list. We have officially entered Canada.
Yeah, we've entered Canada, adventured on a little bit. Now we get to see some of America's pastime and the country to the north.
Caleb Eater now will go to work on Mossy. Mossy with the pitch. And that's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count on Mossy, who flew out to center field his last time up. Now, there have been some Canadians that have come out of this great country of theirs and played the game of Major League Baseball quite well. One name that immediately leaps to mind for me, a Reds fan, Joey Votto, former National League MVP, and a guy that if he keeps on putting up good numbers throughout the next couple of years, I think I could definitely see him in the Baseball Hall of Fame. As that pitch is down low for a ball. I wonder if there are other famous baseball players. I'm sure there are from Canada. So we'll look that up for you and give you some names in just a moment. In the meantime, Eater working with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And that pitch is inside for a ball. So now we'll go 3-1 to Karamasi. Russell Martin, Larry Walker, Justin Morneau, Fergie Jenkins. I forgot he was from Canada. Very good pitcher for the Cubs. Back day was Fergie. As this pitch is popped up, out of play, off to the right. Count will go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jason was from Canada. Ryan Dempster, Eric Gagne. I'm sure you remember him clearly, Riley, with you being a big Dodgers fan and all. 3-2 pitch. Has swung on a missed. Strike 3. Another strikeout for Eater. 2 gone in the inning.
Great sequence there by Eater mixing up his pitches. But, yeah, partner, I do remember Eric Gagne. He was a great closer for the Dodgers for a few years. I think he even won a Cy Young as a closer, which is something that you don't really see too often.
There are other players that have come from Canada. James Paxton, dominant left-hander for the Seattle Mariners, who right now holds one of those 2 AL wildcard spots along with the New York Yankees. As that pitch is swung on a miss by DeLuke. Eric Bedard, Jeff Francis, a couple of pitchers. And this is fouled off to the right as the count moved to no ball strikes on Rodrigo DeLuke, the left fielder, who flew out to right his last time up. A couple of current players, Jameson Taillon, the right-hander for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Grounder, and Big not able to pick it up her hand. Everybody will be safe. And now the bases are going to be loaded with 2 gone here after the infield single by DeLuke, and that'll bring Gibson Zeminski up to the plate. It's a scoreless game here in the top half of the third, but the Green Giants are looking to knock the door down right here. Zeminski flew out to left field his last time up. The bases are chock full of Green Giants at the moment. Crump, the catcher's at third. Down the shortstop, second. And DeLuke, the lefter, is at first. And now the left-handed batting Zeminski. Checks in for the Green Giants. Here's the pitch by Eater. That's outside for a ball. 1-0 the count on Zeminski. Wears number 23 on the back of the jersey. Eater now looking in for a sign. He has it from his catcher, Jared Lindsay. Here's the 1-0. And that is taken for a strike. 1-1 the count on Zeminski.
You know, despite how it looks for Eater right now with the bases being loaded, he's been hitting his spots very well today. Catcher Jarrett Lindsey's been calling a very good game, locating those spots really well, and Eater's them up.
Pitch is low for a ball. 2-1 the count now on Zeminski. Bases loaded. 2 out. Here in the bottom of the third of a scoreless game, at least for right now, for the Green Giants and the Scouts. 2-1. Outside for a ball. 3-1 the count. Green Giants, a team that was recently formed, a rather new team here in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. As Eater pitches. And the 3-1 pitch is outside, and just that, the Green Giants have a 1-0 lead thanks to a bases-loaded walk by Gibson Zeminski. Coming in score on the play is Alex Crum, the catcher. The 1-0 lead for St. Clair. And now Miggy Cienfuegos, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Cienfuegos struck out swinging his last time up as, boy, the wind is starting to really pick up here. And fit outside for a ball. And I think, unfortunately, more rain is coming.
Yeah, we've been looking at those clouds out there beyond the outfield, and very gray, and they've been moving this way. And
pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Those flags out there are now running towards our way, which means that storm is flying right towards us.
Eater will set and deliver. Here's a 1-1. Stop by for a ball. I'm no meteorologist, but when these three things happen, temperature drops, wind picks up, and it starts to darken outside, you know that rain is coming. And in a hurry, too. As that pitch is up high for a ball. I mean, I couldn't believe, we're here in late July. Now, granted, north of Ohio, so you would expect things to be a little colder. But to have first pitch of 56 degrees in late July here in North America, been very surprising. That pitch is down low. And now another run will come across the plate for the Green Giants. Cienfuegos drives in a run with another bases-loaded walk. Scoring on the play is Dion. 2-0 lead for St. Clair.
This is definitely a different Eater we're seeing right now. He's starting to have some of those control issues. That was his third walk of the inning and second walk that scored a run. So he definitely needs to refocus and refine that control and just get this last out.
And with 2 outs as well. That just adds a little bit to the frustration. So now Harrison Jones will come to the plate. And Jones swings and misses at a fastball from Eater. 0-1 the count on Jones. Jones has flown out to right. As he did his first. So a 2-run inning here for the Green Giants, and they're looking for more as Jones swings and misses at that one. No balls and 2 strikes on the Green Giants first baseman. Eater looking to put an end to this inning, and in a hurry. The pitch. That's swung on and fouled at the plate. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 runs in here in the bottom of the third, and bases are still loaded with Green Giants. As that wind continues to whoop here at Lacasse Park. The pitch. This is fouled off to the right. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. 0-2 pitch inside. 1-2 the count. Well, now the flags are back to normal when it comes to the wind, blowing now from left to right. The pitch. This is chopped over to Truman, who will take it on over to the third base bag and finally put an end to this inning for the Green Giants. But St. Clair is able to get 2 runs to come across the plate on a couple of bases-loaded walks. We head to the top half of the fourth. St. Clair 2, Xenia nothing here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top of the fourth here at Burt Lacasse Park in St. Clair, Ontario. We are just north of the border here in Canada for this presentation of Xenia Scouts baseball here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Alongside Riley Harshman, I'm Charlie Danis. So glad that we could have you along for the ride today here on this Sunday afternoon game, one of a scheduled doubleheader between both these teams. As that pitch is outside for a ball to Luke Boylston, who grounded out to short his last time up. It's a 2-0 lead for the Green Giants here in the top half of the fourth after St. Clair was able to push across a couple runs thanks to bases-loaded walks by Gibson Zeminski and Miggy Cienfuegos. The pitch to Boyle. Outside, 2-0 the count. Boylston, Chambers, and Lindsay, the scheduled batters, scouts this inning. Here's the 2-0. That's outside, so now count will move to 3 balls and no strikes on Luke Boylston, the University of Dallas product. Another Texan on this scout squad. Here's the 3-0. That's in there for strike, 3-1 the count. Lights have already been turned on here at Lacasse Park to improve visibility as we have just now crossed 4:30 in the afternoon. Here's the pitch. Inside. And now Boylston will walk. So now Chandler Chambers will come to the plate. He struck out swinging his last time up. And during this frame, we will get you caught up with some scores around the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. Only a couple more games remain in the 2018 regular season after today. Let's see here. Scheduled day off on Monday. Games Tuesday through Sunday. And then that's it. This ball is popped up in the air. And it'll be caught in foul territory by the catcher for the first out. As Chambers was not able to lay down a successful bunt that time. One gone.
Yeah, pitch was a little high for the bunt, but Chambers still went for it and dipped his bat in a way that it produces pop-ups off bunts, and that little dipping of the bat is what caused that pop-up and the catcher to catch it.
So now Jared Lindsay will come to the plate. Lindsay with a single his last time up. And this might be another one. Nope, that'll be foul down the left field line. Well, get this. They're in the bottom half of the 11th in Saginaw. Sugar Beets trailing Lake Erie in that one 4-3. Bottom of the second in Muskegon. Clippers leading the Grand Lake Mariners in that one by a score of 2-0 early on. O'Brien with the pitch, and that's inside for a ball to Lindsay. 1 on the count. Coming up in a few moments, Southern Ohio will play host to Hamilton. That game is scheduled for a 5:05 start. The pitch. That's inside for a ball, 2-1 the count. 6:05, Cincinnati will play host to Richmond. Later on this evening, they're supposed to play a doubleheader game, the second game of the twin bill between Muskegon and Grand Lake. Same thing with Saginaw and Lake Erie. As O'Brien looks in. 2-1 pitch. That's up by for a ball, 3-1 the count. And then some game will start sometime after 7 o'clock tonight. Lima will play host to Irish Hills. Licking County goes to Gallion to take on the Graders. Both those games are scheduled for 7:05. And then they have tentatively scheduled the second game of the twin bill between the Copperheads and the Joes at 7:35. As that pitch is taken on the outside corner for a called strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes as Jared Lindsay had a little bit of a smile agreeing with the home plate umpire, I guess you could say, after that close call out there on the edge. Here comes the payoff pitch, and this is hit into center field, but it'll hang up just enough for the center fielder to make the catch. 2 gone in the inning. And now Truman Brown will come to the plate. Grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. Brown kicking around some dirt as he steps into the right-handed batter's box. Meanwhile, Gage O'Brien sets on the mound, and he delivers. And this will be a grounder up the first baseline, foul. Good crowd here today at Lacasse Park, considering the, I guess you could say, miserable weather conditions that we've had so far today. It's been a good showing of fan support here for their hometown Green Giants so far. Here's the 0-1. And this is a grounder up the middle for a base hit. Truman Brown with a single to center. Boylston moving up to second on the play. Now Zach Bacon will come to the plate. Bacon singling his last time up.
Last inning, the Green Giants offense had a little two-out magic. Let's see what the Scouts can do here with runners on first and second with 2 outs.
So Bacon getting set to step into the right-handed batter's box. Now, as we mentioned in the last inning, this is a Green Giants squad that was recently added to the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. And many people asked, putting a Canadian team in the GLSCL, how are you going to make that work logistically? Because you have to cross the border, you have to go through customs. It's a long drive for a lot of teams, particularly those that hail in the Southern Division. Now, it was a good 5-hour drive for us. That included about the hour that we had to spend in customs, where we had to empty our vans and show the fine folks there at the border our visas before entering Canada. As the 0-1 pitch is down low for a ball. But, hey, so far the GLSCL has been able to make it work. Obviously, from a geographical standpoint, it makes sense to have a team like the Green Giants, considering that, they're part of the Great Lakes region. Here's the 1-1, and that's in their first strike.
One of the downsides for the Green Giants is we found out that they stay at a hotel every time they have a road trip because of that crossing of the border and multiple other things. So if they have a couple road series, string together, they won't be seeing home for a week or so.
Here's the 1-2. And that's a call. Actually, no. Bacon swung at that pitch. And that will end the inning for the Scouts. No runs, hits. A couple men left on Xenia. We head to the half of the fourth. With the Green Giants leading the Scouts 2-0 here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom half of the fourth. Green Giants leading the Scouts 2-0 here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Charlie Danis, Riley Harshman joining you north of the border here in St. Clair, Ontario, to be more specific. Eater with the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Caleb Eater definitely had some control issues in the last half in which he pitched. So let's see if Eater can regain that control in this half frame, and that is fouled back to the screen. 330 down the left field line, 320 down the right field line here at Lacasse Park. Round 400 to deep center. That pitch is taken outside for a ball. 2-1 count on Getting Homer, who grounded out to second his last time up. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's up high for a ball. 3-1 the count on Homer. And just a little game note for you, because we're playing a doubleheader, each game will only take 7 innings of regulation to be played. So keep that in mind as this pitch is hit out the short. Tunnel up with it. Throw over to first is in time for the first out. Second ground out of the day for Homer. And now Ornelia will come to the plate. Ornelia has walked so far in this game. And boy, Riley, a lot of lefty bats in this Green Giants lineup going against the righty Eater.
And that could be favorable. Left-handed batters usually see the ball better coming from the right-handed pitcher, and if they can keep that batting average up against Eater, then that could bode well for them.
Pitch is outside for a ball to Ornelia. He's waiting now on the 1-0 pitch from Eater. Here it comes. Outside again. 2-0 the count on Ornelia. He's got the sleeve on the right arm, and boy, at least from our vantage point, he's got a lot of ink on the left arm. 2-0 pitch. That's fouled off to the left. 2-1 the count now on Ornelia. The scouts infield and outfield playing him pretty much straight away, although Cam Murray, the center fielder, boy, he is really far in. If you are able to tag a ball to deep center, you could be running for a while as that pitch is fouled off to the left.
No, I even think Cam made that change of coming in because if we look at the flags now, the wind is coming towards us, so that wind's going to kill a lot of balls.
Sometimes you have to really be aware of the weather conditions at any ballpark that you play at. As Ornelia swings and misses at that one, he becomes the second out of the inning. Boy, I remember watching Cubs games on WGN, and one of the first things that the broadcasters would talk about during those games is whether or not the wind was blowing out or blowing in. If the wind was blowing in off of Lake Michigan, you're pretty much was going to have a pitcher's duel at Wrigley Field. If it was blowing out, home run after home run after home run. As that pitch is hit in the air, out to center, Crump flies out to end the frame. A 1-2-3 inning for Eater. We head to the top half of the fifth. It is Green Giants 2, Scouts nothing. Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top half of the fifth here at LaCasse Park. It's a 2-0 game in favor of the Green Giants. This is Xenia Scouts Baseball here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Alongside Riley Harshman, I'm Charlie Danis. They did a little chairs out there in between innings. And the youngster going to be able to go home with $25 today. Thanks for winning that contest. And now Curry will come to the Scouts. Cam has struck out swinging. And also laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt back in the third, up along the first base line. So now he'll once again go to work on Ryan Barger. The pitch, that is inside for a ball. Gage O'Brien, Arizona native. I'm sure he's wishing to be in Arizona weather, especially considering the conditions today, as that pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 the count on Cam Murray. It's Murray, Wright, and Tuttle. The top three hitters in the Scouts batting order scheduled to bat this frame. And if anybody gets on, we'll see Ryan Bertelsmann. And the pitch is up high for a ball. 2-1 the count on Cam Murray. Green Giants still in that division race for the Northern Division as it is fouled off to the right and out of play. St. Clair entering play today, 2-game back. Division leading Lima Locos in the Northern Division. St. Clair 21-14 on the year. Lima 23-12. Meanwhile, for Xenia, well, tough season. 9 wins, 25 losses, 16.5 back, division leading Cincinnati's. That pitch is down low, and now the Caps are 3-2. Half game up on Licking County, who currently sits in the cellar in the Southern Division. The payoff. And that is outside for a ball. Cam Murray with a walk.
The Scouts have had a hit every inning so far, obviously, except this one. But with that leadoff walk for Cam Murray, they need to try to start stringing some of those hits together and get a couple runs.
On how many times during this rough stretch, Riley, have we seen the Scouts lead boatloads of runners on base? O'Brien delivers right bunt up the first line. That'll be success. As Cam Murray was able to move up to second on the play. Good sacrifice bunt by Carson Wright. One gone. So now Nick Tuttle will come to the plate. He has singled and walked so far in this one. It's a 2-0 game in favor of the Giants here in the top of the fifth. Tuttle batting for the right side against the right-handed throwing O'Brien, who sets. Now he deals. And that's up high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Well, for the Scouts at this point in the year, division title hopes gone. In all likelihood, they will probably not make the playoffs here in 2018. The immediate goal from a standing standpoint for right now is to try to stay out of the cellar. Grounder back to O'Brien. Throw on first. 2 gone.
And Tuttle got Murray to third, but it cost an out. And with that runner on third, and thus the Scouts are in danger of their 7th runner race.
So now Ryan Bertelsmann comes to the plate for Xenia. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout swinging and a fly out to center. 0 for 2 on the day so far. As Cam Murray was able to move up to third in the play. 90 feet away from scoring. The pitch. That is on the outside corner for a called strikeout. On the redhead, Ryan Bertelsmann. Bertelsmann pointing his back towards the right-handed throwing O'Brien. Here comes Gage with the 0-1, and that bounces at the plate. Nice block. Behind the plate by the catcher. That being Crump.
And a good read by Murray. Got a good secondary. Checked that ball. Saw it was in front of. Ran safely. Very good job reading those balls in the dirt.
1 ball, 1 strike on Bertelsmann. O'Brien sets once again on the mound. High leg kick, delivery, and here's the pitch. Hit into right field for a base hit. That's going to be an RBI single for Ryan Bertelsmann. It gets the Scouts on the board. Xenia still trailing St. Clair, however, 2-1.
And they needed Bertelsmann right there, and he got a nice hit, something we've seen from him all year long. He either hit the left side of the field or right side of the field. Wherever you pitch it to Bertelsmann is where he's going to hit it to the right side of the field, and the outside pitch got the RBI.
For Bertelsmann's RBI number 10 on the season. 2-1 now in favor of the Green Giants. And now they'll bring Luke Boylston to play. Boylston swings and misses. 0-1 the count. Bertelsmann just got done serving a redshirt year after getting over to Baylor University over there in Waco. I'll tell you what, if Bertelsmann continues to put in the work that he has exhibited here in the summer, and that leads into the fall and then next season in the spring for Baylor, as that pitch is in there for a strike and a stolen base by Bertelsmann. That's another part of his game that is really awesome here in the. I think that's his stolen base of the year, correct, Riley?
I think you're right, and that he just has so much value to this team with that base running. He's got a great bat, and I'm sure he's a good enough fielder too, but we've just seen him in the DA spot all year.
Boylston now with an 0-2 count. Here it comes. And he swings and misses at that one. The catcher will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And that's for the Scouts. But Xenia able to get a run on a hit. And they leave a man on base as well. We head to the bottom half of the fifth. St. Clair 2, Xenia 1 here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom half of the theater at Lacasse Park. Green Giants 2, Scouts 1. Alongside Riley Harshman, I'm Charlie Danis. Boy, it's already been a long day. We had to wait and wait and wait some more until we finally knew that we were playing some baseball here in St. Clair, Ontario. But we finally got the chance to do so as Eder comes with a strike to Kevin Dion, the shortstop. He singled and scored back in the third. Pitch to Dion, also in their first strike. 0-2 the count on the Green Giants shortstop. 9-1-2 for the Green Giants this frame. And here is a fly ball out to left field, and Chambers will make the sliding catch. Nice play by Chandler, 1 out.
An even nicer play because, again, that outfield is tough to run on, and Chambers was able to catch that ball, making that little slide and got the out. Very good job by Chambers of staying healthy on that play.
So now Carter Mossy will come to the plate. Moss fly there, and he has also struck out swinging. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a strike. Mossy swinging the stick from the right side. As it continues to cloudy overhead. Not too many threatening clouds, however. As the pitch is outside for a ball. 1-1 the count on Mossy. Eder with the 1-1. Catches inside corner for a call strike. 1-2 the count now on Mossy. So far in this game, Green Giants, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors in the field. Scouts, they have 1 on 5 and have yet to commit an error in the field. Here comes the 1-2 from Eder. And swung on, and Eder with a nice jump, making the snag, put a first in time for the second out. Nice play by Caleb.
Great reaction there by Caleb. That chopper looked like it was going over Eder's head, and Eder showed off the hops, grabbed it out of the air, and made that play. A very impressive play there by Eder.
Forget giving him the nickname Dad. His nickname should be Cat after that move that he just made. Cat-like reflex by the Indiana product, Caleb Eder. And now Rodrigo DeLuke will now come to the plate for St. Clair. He singled his last time up. And here's a foul ball off to the right. 1 the count on DeLuke. So he's officially 1 for 2 on the day so far. St. Clair 2, Xenia 1 here in the bottom half of the 5th. And remember, these games of our doubleheader today will only be going 7 innings. Eder delivers a strike, now quickly back out of here. Here's the 0-2. And that's up high for a ball. They will appeal down to first and say that DeLuke did not swing at that pitch. So now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball. 2-2 the count. The pitch. And here's a grounder through the left side into left field for a base hit. So that will be a single for DeLuke. As Eder was trying to make another bid for a 1-2-3 inning. Gibson Zeminski, meanwhile, will come to the plate. Zeminski has flied out to left, and he has also walked in this game.
That last curve for Eder just didn't curve as much as he wanted it to. Didn't quite get all the action on it. Stayed up in the zone a little bit, and DeLuke was able to drive that in the left field.
Pitch is outside for a ball now to Zeminski. We had one of those bases-loaded walks. There were 2 bases-loaded walks for the Green Giants back in the third. One by Zeminski and another one by Cienfuegos, the designated hitter for the Green Giants. And that's been all the scoring from a run standpoint for the Green Giants so far. As the runner's going on a ball outside and the throw down to second, not in time. A stolen base for DeLuke. So now a runner in scoring position for the Green Giants. They look to have their 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Zeminski, meanwhile, the batter, working with a 2 balls, no strikes count against the right-hander Caleb Eder. Eder with the pitch. That's outside, and now we have gone to 3 balls and no strikes on Zeminski. Another left-handed bat in the Green Giants batting order. We've seen a lot of teams in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League go a lot of lefty bats. As that pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. Other than Moeller, the left-hander, not a lot of southpaws on this Scouts pitching staff as that pitch is outside for a ball. Zeminski with his second walk of the day. So now Miggy Cienfuegos will come to the plate. Cienfuegos has struck out swinging, and he has also walked. He also has an RBI on the day as well. As boy, that wind just continues to whip around, and now Jason Lester is going to be coming out to the mound. Lester will talk with Caleb Eater. I didn't see anybody warm up in the Scouts bullpen. So I would imagine Lester's just talking with Eater, and Eater is now going to be exiting the ballgame. And a new pitcher is getting set to come out to the mound. Looks like Landon Myers. We'll tell you about Landon Myers when we come back. Green Giants batting here in the bottom half of the fifth. It is St. Clair 2, Xenia 1 here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. New pickup for the Scouts as Landon Myers comes in. Myers, native of Mason, Ohio, making his 8th appearance on the season for the Scouts. Comes in with a record of 0-3, an earned run average of 8.27. And in 22 thirds innings pitched, he has walked 14 and struck out 7. So apparently Caleb Eater's day is done. Looks as though that he reached a specific pitch count. That's why Jason Lester came out there and relieved Eater of his duties and had Myers enter the ballgame. So now a runner at first. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. And the pitch is a strike.
And if Myers can locate his curveball well today and keep command of his fastball, he will probably do very well in relief.
Cienfuegos, the batter, as Zeminski's the runner at first. And now is a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Miggy Cienfuegos. You may be noticing our camera bouncing a little bit. Well, that's because of the wind that is whipping through Lacasse Park right now. 1-1. Grounder over to first. Borelson will take it himself to the bag. And that'll be that for the Green Giants. No runs, a hit. Couple men left on base for the Green Giants as we head to the top half of the 6th. Green Giants 2, Scouts 1 here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top half of 6 here at Lacasse Park. St. Clair 2, Xenia 1. As Chandler first will now come for the Scouts. He struck out swinging, and he's also fouled out to the catcher on a failed bunt attempt. Gage O'Brien, the right-hander, still out there on the mound for the Green Giants. The pitch, outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. By the way, go ahead and close the book on Caleb here. The right-hander ends up tossing 4 2/3 innings. 2 runs on 3 hits, walked 4, and struck out 3. As this pitch headed down the right field line, and it will be out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Chambers. During this inning, by the way, we will try to get you caught up with some scores around Major League Baseball. We got plenty of finals to pass along to you. Bryant back on the pitching rubber. He has his sign. Here, pitch. Down low for a ball. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball. 2-1 the count. For a ball. 3-1 the count on the next pitch. We'll start with some finals around Major League Baseball today. This pitch. Here comes the 3-1. That is a strike on the outside corner. Judging by the body language of Chambers, I don't think he was in love with that call either. Royals beat the Twins in Kansas City today by a final 5-3. Rays up and the Marlins 6-4. Reds get bushwhacked by the Pirates by a final of 9-2. And that pitch is on the inside corner for a call, strike 3. Chambers bends at the knees in frustrations.
Questionable strike calls on that at bat right there, but that's part of the game of baseball. I think close, you got to try swing at, try to put some type of bat in the at bat.
So now Lindsay will come to the plate. Jerry Lindsay is singled and flied out to center. Blue Jays, the Orioles by a final of 5-4. As that pitch misses for a ball, 1-0 the count on Lindsay. Philadelphia. Those are all the finals in Major League Baseball. As this pitch is hit out to center, and the catch is going to be made. My goodness, what a play made by Mossy. 2 away.
Yeah, full extension there from Mossy. Got a good jump on the ball, and like I've been saying, it's hard to run. In that out. Too far, got a good jump. Full extension on that dive, made a great play.
Top half of the 8th in Detroit. Red Sox all over the.
Too far, got a good jump. Full extension on that dive, made a great play.
Top half of the 8th in Detroit. Red Sox all over the Tigers right now, 9-1 in that one. They're in the top half of the. They're in the bottom half of the 9th in Milwaukee. Hometown Brewers trailing the Dodgers big in that one, 11-2. That's swung on a miss by Brown. It's an 0-2 hole for Truman. They're in the bottom half of the 8th at Wrigley. The Cubs leading the Cardinals in that one, 7-2. Top half of the 8th in Arlington, Texas. That's where the Rangers, the Indians zip. As this pitch is fouled off to the right. Top half of the 5th in Oakland. The Athletics leading the Giants through nothing. Bottom 3rd in Anaheim, where the Angels are leading the Astros 2-1. Top half of the 4th in Arizona. Diamondbacks, the Rockies 1. Bottom of the 3rd in Seattle. The White Sox trailing the Mariners 5-0. And finally, coming up later on tonight, the Yankees and the Mets at 8:05 as Brown grounds out 4-3 to end the inning. 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hit, men left on base. Scouts. We had the bottom half of the 6th. 2-1 in favor of the Green Giants here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom half of the 6th here at LaCasse Park. 2-1 game. Green Giants over the Scouts for right now. Landon Myers back on the hill for Xenia as he go to work now on Harrison Jones. Myers with the pitch, and this is popped up on the infield. Bacon under it, making the catch for the first out. One pitch, one out for Landon Myers.
The second baseman from Kellogg Community College.
So Gavin Homer will come to the plate. He's looking for his first game. He has been a ground out victim not one but twice so far on the afternoon. Hasn't been a lot of offense in this game. A couple bases loaded walks by Zeminski and Cienfuegos for the Green Giants back in the 3rd. And then the Scouts, their only run coming across the plate to an RBI single to Ryan Bertle. That coming back in the 5th. That's been the scoring to this point. No balls, one strike on Gavin Homer. Myers has his sign. He delivers. That's outside for a ball. One count. And both these games of today's doubleheader will only be 7 innings, so Scouts are looking to keep this at a 1-run deficit and perhaps put a rally together in the top half of the 7th. High chopper over to 3rd. Brown up with it. Throw to first in time for the second out. That ball was chopped a mile into the air, but Brown was able to field it effective for the second out.
And on real fields and on turf fields, any type of field, really, those high choppers can be difficult to judge at times. You never know what that second hop going to do. Truman Brown just very well was able to hop to do. Truman Brown just very well was able to fire it over to first in time.
So now the hitter will be Matthew Ornelia, the right fielder. He has walked so far today. You know, Riley, I'm curious, you being the former player and all, when you were playing the infield, did you look forward to the line drives or the high choppers as that pitch is scorched into center field for a base hit by Ornelia?
I was a bit of a fielding savant back in my playing days, so it really didn't matter. I practiced everything. Line drive, choppers, ground, anything. Any type of ball I would see in the game, I practiced it. But definitely, I would prefer the line because those second bounces are very difficult to judge. You really don't know what you're going to get.
So now Alex Crump will come to the plate. Crump reaching via fielder's choice and scoring back in the 3rd, and he has also flied out to center on the day. That pitch is inside. And now I think they call catcher's interference, perhaps? Well, in any case, Crump reaches.
He might have hit him because I didn't see him swing. But
Hits the jersey. Funny, Crump didn't make that big of a deal about it, but in any case, it will go down as being hit by a pitch. Pitch is in there for a strike against Kevin Dion, who has singled and flied out to left field today.
Yeah, I've never seen a hit batsman called like that by an umpire, but it's the first time for everything in this game.
Here comes the 0-1 from Landon Myers. Down low for a ball. 1-1 the count. 2 out here in the bottom half of the 6th. Runners at first and second. Crump at first and Ornelia over at second. And now Dion the batter. Last time Dion was up, he sent a fly ball in the left field. He robbed Chandler Chambers. This pitch is slapped to the left side, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Kevin Dion. And in case you are wondering, for the Scouts coming up in the top of the 7th, Bacon, Murray, and Wright, 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Xenia. Here's the 1-2. And this is slap foul to the left once again. Boy, Dion is one of those players that really likes to take the ball the other way. Set up in the left-handed batter's box, Dion against right-handed Myers. Myers now sets on the mound. Here's the 1-2. That's down low. Nice block in the dirt by Jared Lindsay.
No, we haven't really talked about it too much, but this backstop not as far as a lot of the others we've seen around the GLSCL. So even with the pass ball, Jarrett Lindsay has a nice little defense behind him in the fence.
2-2. Outside for a ball. So now we'll go full 3-2. Runners at first and second. 2 gone on a map of the 6th 2-1 game. Green Giants up by 1. Landon with the payoff. This is grounder up the first line. Grounder up the first line. So we'll do it again. I can hear the rustling of leaves in the background as that wind starts to pick up a little bit. Once again, Myers with the payoff. Grounder up the middle. Bacon. Fields throws, and the Scouts get out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left on base. For the Green Giant, we head to the top of the 7th. Clair will attempt to close out Xenia. They lead the Scouts 2-1 here on the Scouts Radio Network. Top of the 7th here at Lacrosse Park. Alongside Riley Harsman, I'm Charlie Danis. We're joining the presentation of Xenia Scouts Baseball here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. A Sunday afternoon here in St. Clair trip to Canada. Riley's very first trip to Canada. Luke Sievert, our resident writer, his very first trip to Canada. It has been a weekend of firsts for not only us members of the Scouts media department, but also for the players and perhaps some of the coaches as well. Yeah, we talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast. Something just to cross off the list. We have officially made a trip to Canada. 2-1 game. Green Giants leading the Scouts. As Bacon will take a ball inside, 1-0 the count. Zach has singled and struck out swinging so far. 1 for 2. The pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count now on Bacon. Here's the 1-1. Outside for a ball. 2-1 count. Well, wins have been few and far between for this Scout squad as of late. I know we keep talking about it, but it's part of the gig. We have to give you the stats, as this will be a ground ball up the third base line. Okay, Riley, you're going to have to help me out with the math here for the moment. If the Scouts drop this game, that'll be their 21st loss in their last 24. Does that sound about right?
It sounds right. I'm trying to remember the Scouts. The first 10 games, they were 6-4, and now we're 9-25.
I believe you're correct. As that pitch is swung on and missed by Bacon. Strikeout victim to begin the inning. 1 gone.
So I'd make them losers in 18 out of their last 21. They started out 6-4.
We're going to have to, well, like I said, we're going to have to do some math to get the numbers right. But as of right now, the Scouts record sits at 9-25. And that pitch is inside for a ball. Cam Murray has to get out of the way of that one. Meanwhile, St. Clair, they have a chance to improve to 22-14 on the season. Still keep their division hopes alive in the Northern Division.
But the Scouts' last win 2 weeks ago today against Grand Lake up there in Salina. Well, down there in Salina, I guess.
Yeah.
We are
Okay.
active now.
Yeah. Considering they're up here in Kent. 2-0 Kent. Sack. In fact, he's had the only run scored of this game as he came around to score on a RBI single by Bertelsmann back in the 5th. It's now a 2-1 count on Cam. Gage O'Brien still out there now. Boy, he been sharp for St. Clair today as that is swung on and missed by Murray. Count even a 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck for Xenia is Carson. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. At time for a ball. 3-2 now. Cam Murray. Carson continues to wait. Scouts are in danger of losing their 26th game of the season. And the 3-2 pitch is popped up high in the air, and it'll be out of play. And the Scouts, by the way, they continue to be stuck on the number 9. They, along with Licking Valley, remain the only teams in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League who have yet to reach double-digit wins here in 2018. And we only got a few more games left in the season.
Yeah, Felix King definitely talked about that on the trip down. They definitely, the Scouts team, they want to get that 10th win and want to get that double just for the summer.
His second of the game. And now Carson Wright will come to the plate. Carson Wright has grounded out first. He has grounded out to short, and he's also laid down a sac bunt as well. And Gage O'Brien, he's asking his manager, Dave Cooper, give me one more batter. Come on, give me one more batter. But apparently they're going to be taking him out. Interesting. Well, it gives Xenia a little bit of life here. So looks like a pitching change is going to be made by the Giants. Step aside. Scouts still batting here in the top half of the 7th. 1 out. And it's the Green Giants 2, Scout 1.
Steven Butts. B-U-T-T-S.
New out for the Greens. It's the left-hander Stephen Butts. Butts, a native of Glendale, Arizona. Attends Arizona Christian University. 5'10", 180-pound center over there at Arizona Christian University. On the season for St. Clair, he has compiled a record of 4-2, an earned run average of 4.55, making his 21st appearance of the season for St. Clair. So he's been used a lot out of that Green Giants bullpen. Has 2 saves and 27 2/3 pitched. Has struck out 29 and walked only 6. So he has certainly been the top, not the left-handed relievers here in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League here in 2018. And now he's spelled upon another save. What would be his 3rd save of the season. Cam Murray walked a moment ago. He's a 1-out base runner, and now Carson Wright, he'll take a strike from the lefty Stephen Butts. 0-1 the count. This is the last chance for the Scouts. Again, first game of a doubleheader between both of the teams, that being the Giants and the Scouts. And then by Wright. After this game, we will and then we'll try to play game 2 as the throw back to first, and Cam Murray's back in time. Might have been leaning a little bit towards second base, but Cam able to get back in there. So now we'll reverse. As I say that, he throws back over to first. Runner back in time. Cam didn't have to belly flop on his way back to first that particular time. Butts now looking for his sign. He will set at the belt. Here's the pitch, and that's 5 for a ball. 1-2 the count now on Carson Wright. Nick Tuttle waiting on deck. And boy, it would be ideal if Wright could get on board here and bring Tuttle to the plate. Tuttle has been one of the more impressive batters for the EA team. Here's the 1-2. Hit out to right field, Rory, for the second out of the inning. So now 2 away, and it'll now be up to Nick Tuttle to keep this game going for Xenia. The Scouts have only managed 1 run on 5 hits today, with that 1 run coming back in the 5th inning on an RBI single by Ryan Bertelsmann. Tuttle, meanwhile, on the day has singled, walked, grounded out to the pitcher. Count on Tuttle. Runner at first is Cam Murray. If Nick could find a gap with Cam's speed, that would score him. The pitch. Instead is popped up, out of play on the right side. And now the Scouts are down to their final strike. 0-2 count on Tuttle. Butts sets at the belt once again. Here's the 0-2. That is swung on and fouled back to the screen. So now Nick Butts sets at the belt once again. Here's the 0-2. That is swung on and fouled back to the screen. So now Nick able, if he were to find a way to reach, we would see Ryan Bertelsmann once again. Bertelsmann, however, continues to wait on deck. Tuttle back in the right-handed batter's box now. Murray will take his lead from first. Butts meanwhile with the 0-2. And that's a foul ball at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes still on Nick Tuttle, product of the Masters College. And once again, here's the 0-2. This is swung on and popped up. Foul territory. And it'll be out of play. Giving it a look that time was the first baseman, Jones, but he simply ran out of room that time as Tuttle continues to stay alive and battle at the plate.
Yeah, it's 3 straight foul balls now for Tuttle. You'd think that Butts would try to get him on a chase pitch, but Tuttle is also a very disciplined hitter up there with 2 strikes. He's not shy at the situation. He will take a couple if he has to.
Once again, no balls, 2 strikes on Tuttle. The pitch. It's a grounder. Back to first. Butts, the throw to first. And Tuttle is ruled safe. Hot shot back to the glove of Butts. Wasn't able to field that one cleanly. It'll go down as an infield single for Tuttle. And Murray will move up second. So how about this? The Scouts have the potential tying run at second, the potential go-ahead run at first, and now Ryan Bertelsmann, the man who delivered their only run of the game up till this point with an RBI single back in the 5th, he's now at the plate. Butts the left-hander against the right-handed batting Bertelsmann. Here we go. The pitch. In the first strike, 0-1 the count as Butts gets ahead on the count. That hit by Tuttle was only the 6th hit of the day for the Scouts. Pitch outside now for a ball. 1-1 the count on Bertelsmann.
That's what you got to do in the bottom of the 7th inning, top of the 7th inning like this. Your last chance to tie this game up. You got to put pressure in your hand, and Murray have been able to do that.
1-1. Catches the outside corner. Once again, the Scouts are to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bertelsmann. Murray the runner at second. Tuttle the runner at first. Bertelsmann looking at the very least at the ball and Butts with pitch. Up high for a ball. 2's across the scoreboard now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A 2-1 game in favor of the Green Giants here in the top half of the 7th. Murray, the potential tying run, sitting now at second. And Tuttle, the potential go-ahead run at first. Bertelsmann, the batter. The pitcher Butts with the pitch, and that is up high for all. So now we'll go full 3-2. The thought process, Mr. Harshman.
Bertelsmann, it's very tough as a hitter, but you just got to stay calm, stay composed, and just stick with the mechanics. You got to be watching the window. Got to be thinking fastball, but be ready for anything.
Here's the payoff. This is hit into left field. This should end the game, and it does. A flyout for Bertelsmann. And a painful way to end this game for the Scouts as they run on base and the potential go-ahead on base as well. No runs, a hit, and a couple men left on base in that inning for the Scouts as they fall to the Green Giants by a final of 2-1 in 7 innings. Riley and I will be back to wrap things up in just a moment. Back here at Lacasse Park, a final from Game 1 of today's doubleheader between Green Giants and Scouts as St. Clair defeats Xenia by a score of 2-1. Well, another close loss for the Scouts. Riley, Caleb Eater got off to a nice start on the mound, but it turns out that a couple of bases-loaded walks in the third, one by Gibson Zeminski and another one by Miggy Cienfuegos, that turns out to be the undoing for the Scouts. Not only that, but Xenia had a tough time bats going against right-hander Gage O'Brien.
Yeah, offensively, I sound like a broken record, but they are just unable offensively to get good innings going, get a streak going, string hits together. They're just unable to do that, and walks have just been killing the Scouts pitching staff all year in one way or the other. If we would go back and count up all the walks and see how many runs have been scored on the Scouts this year, a very high percentage of them would probably be runners that got on via the walk. And today it was done by guys walking with the bases loaded, getting those 2 RBIs. So it's just an unfortunate part of the game, but the walks have been just killing the Scouts this year.
With the win today, Gage O'Brien improves to 4-1 on the season. He ends up having an impressive line today as he goes 6 1/3, giving up a run on 5 hits while striking out 7 and walking 4. Meanwhile, Caleb, he's going to get a loss. Only gave up 2 runs, both of them earned on 3 hits while walking 4 and striking out 3. Eater, again, hit with the loss today for Xenia. As it loss drops to Riley Harshman. The Scouts fall to St. Clair by a score of 2-1 here at Lacasse Park. And we have actually just been told that we will be starting up Game 2 in about 20 minutes or so. So keep it locked right here. More Xenia Scouts baseball coming up in about 20 minutes or so here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.